Welcome to this video where we're going to talk about uploading new media into campaigns. So this is where obviously you'll be uploading any of your videos that you want to be part of any campaign. So things as like your holding video, obviously your main webinar, and also your indoctrination your indoctrination video as well. So to do this, all you need to do is go to campaigns and then click upload new media. Now I do recommend that you do this kind of before you build a campaign, just because obviously we have to upload the file, we have to render the file, etc., to prepare it ready to be played back on all different devices. So sometimes it can take a little while to do that, particularly as we get busier and busier, more and more people putting in videos. Obviously we're fully aware of the speed and we're doing everything to consistently monitor that and make sure it's as quick as possible, but obviously just make sure you do it earlier and get it underway, because it will make life easier when you're building your campaign to have that video ready. Now obviously if it's not ready, you can obviously in a campaign video watch that. You can still build a campaign without actually having all the media or any of the media uploaded. As long as you have something to select, then you can do that. Now the main thing here is that you say you upload your video first. So what we need to do here is just click on the upload media button. Okay, upload new media. And then basically it's very important here. There's a few things. Firstly is the file size. Obviously to ensure playback happens as quickly as possible for your client who potentially is watching the webinar or any other video, please make sure it is under 2 GB in size. Okay. Now for most of you recording screen videos of your webinar, you will not have a problem with a kind of 90-minute webinar being well under the 2 GB. In fact, it's probably only more likely 1 GB. Now, if you are doing things like 2 camera videos for your indoctrination page, or your holding room video, please be aware that they will or possibly could well be well over 1 or even 2 or 3 gigabytes. So just be aware, particularly if it's a camera video where you're talking to the camera, in which case you will need to watch a video where we talk about troubleshooting videos in the support sections about how to convert file sizes down or to convert them to the right format. So that's the most important thing. Just be aware, particularly with the indoctrination page, should you wish to do a 2 camera video, it could well be over the 2 gig, in which case our server will just reject it, because obviously it's too big a file to be able to stream effectively without buffering, etc. So please make sure it's under 1 gig. Like I say, typically speaking, a normal webinar up to about 90 minutes will only be just over the 1 GB in the format that we show you how to record it. The next thing to be fully aware of is the 2 file types that we take. The first one is MP4, and the second one is WMV. Okay. Now it's very important that you only submit files in this format. Any other file will be rejected. We won't be able to convert it. Now the reason we ask these 2 file formats is they're the ones that we can convert into the most different formats, because how the media player works inside of ClientFunnels is we obviously look at what the browser is that people are on. So I may be on the latest version of a particular Safari. You may be on a really old version of Internet Explorer #1 or whatever. So what we have to do is we actually look at what goes on at the user's desktop, if that makes sense, when they're trying to load that video, to make sure that we get the best possible playback option for them. So we will automatically, without you knowing, in the background configure all the files that you send, say the webinar file, for example. We'll configure it into lots of different variations to make sure we're selecting the right file type off the shelf for that particular browser experience, such as a mobile phone. Obviously, it's going to be better if we stream that on a much smaller device, but also a smaller size video, if that makes sense, as far as the quality, to make sure the quality is good enough to view, but not so big that as they're on their mobile phone, it starts buffering and breaking up, etc. Obviously, with all this stuff, it's all down to the end user experience. There's a whole troubleshooting section on that kind of stuff. But the main thing is like I say, we convert all these videos. We do a lot of technology work in the background to make sure that the deliverability, as best as we possibly can, is basically there. Okay, so that's why we put that file size on there, but also the file types. Those 2 are the only 2 that we can work with to make sure we can convert it in the way we want to. So please, please, please ensure that you are working with MP4 or WMV files only. Okay, there is a separate video, like I say, on troubleshooting videos of the common problems you might have when trying to upload videos, so watch that in the support area. But if I just click on the upload video, okay, we then select it from our desktop or wherever we are. So in this case, I'm going to select our Zero Brand webinar, and you can see it's a .mp4 file, and that's now going to upload. Okay, and you've got a little percentage here of how much it's uploaded. It tells you the file size, so you immediately know if it's over the 2 gig or not. And as you can see, depending on my internet connection and your internet connection, i.e., it's obviously going to take as long as it takes. So what you'll find is here, like we're at 1%, now we're at 2%, okay, and 3%. So let it run, it'll run up to 100%. Once we've got that 100% video and it's been then ready, we'll then start the rendering process, okay? Now, video rendering can take as long or as short as it can be. It just depends on how much the file size is. There's a lot of variations I'm not going to go into. But ultimately, please be aware sometimes this can take a few hours depending on what's going on, okay? So please be patient with the upload. It all depends on your upload speed as to how quickly this video will upload, okay? But once you've got it, then obviously it will say video uploaded, and then essentially that video is done. So be aware, obviously, the bigger the file, the higher, the slower the upload, obviously, because obviously you're uploading a bigger file. But you can see here, it won't take too long. We're on 4% already. It will just tick along and then be uploaded and then show in your media list. And there's a separate button on your media list of how to do that. And that's really how you upload a video. It's very, very simple. Like I say, the shorter the video, the quicker it is. If you're having any issues understanding this or not sure about file formats, watch the troubleshooting video about videos, if that makes sense, and file formats, etc., and how to convert them if you've not got them in that particular file. And then just follow along uploading your videos into the media player, and it will then basically store it in your media section, which again, there's a video on there in the support section on how to view your media files, but then you can select them for when you then go and build your campaign. So let it upload to 100%, and then we'll start the rendering process, and then obviously it will be ready for you in your campaign and media selection.